That's a flash forward from Vista, but doesn't really do anything with it.
Kana, you know, not getting too much chunk damage taken before he gets into the fight, because the shockwave does lead to a lot of early picks. And uh-oh, Kana.
All right, we're gonna have Zeus tanking here, and I'm not sure that Kana's gonna be able to get away from this one. A very straight hybrid in this game is just like, okay, let's try not to get picked. Speaking of which, Blank looks like he's dead. He's gonna try to flash away. Here comes the Galio follow-up, and he will actually commit to using his Zhonya's here, even though he will not get away.
But, you know, in this case, Yukal is on the Orianna. Still good for Orianna, you know, but a lot of vision control being fought over here, as T1 know that, you know, the jungle matchup here, I mean, if Blank gets caught, if he's too far forward trying to make this poke happen, they could pick him. But now that everyone's grouped up, T1 are going to have to fight on the right side of this pit. And this looks like it's going to turn into a 50-50 here on the Drake.
Yeah, nice 7-10 split there. As Hybrid has to flash away, he immediately is going to go down before the fight even begins. As the gameplay button there onto Blank, a lot of damage coming out here. And now Gumayusi able to fight a bit front to back. He's looking for Blank here. Will get that third shot and pick up yet another kill. Kana still going forward as they pick off a third KT member.
You know, I think KT may wanted to score. Doran's going to get collapsed onto here. This could actually be
doing a ton of damage, though. He might just be able to take out Kana before it begins, and he will. Trying now to crit down Gumayusi. Not quite going to be able to. A much better chance of winning.
I do agree, and that's where Yukal is going to, rather not Yukal, Blank is going to try to set up potentially for some of those fights with bowling balls into sleeps. This is really looking really bad, though. Unfortunately, with the minion wave here, I don't think KT should try to push the issue. They disagree. Zeus is going in.
They want to get on top of Gumayusi, but again, that true damage through the Unbreakable, just making that look really simple. Gumayusi against one cow. Who will win at the end of the day? Gumayusi obviously will take that, and T1 say sure. You know, deny us the Ocean Drake for now. We don't care. We're going to take a 22-minute Baron.
Yeah. Okay, sure, you got the Ocean Drake. It's your first Drake of the game. That's all you're going to get out of this. I think that was a big misread by KT Rolster to try to go in for that fight. There's a minion wave in between KT and T1. T1 have better positioning. And there's clearly a communications issue in the moment where Zeus is taking over these team fights. It just hasn't been.
Blank. Actually, Elam just getting in there. They're forcing this fight so hard. Creating that front line here for Gumayusi, who's just doing insane amounts of damage already. He is so fed in this game. And
I mean, this is a...
We're gonna take your inhibitor and you're gonna pay for it. Like, there's nothing that KT are just sitting here in a rush, desperately trying to start this fight around the Ocean Drake, that they lose their inhibitor.
Look where Hybrid is! Not where it needs to be!
Man. Right in the front, and now Blank has to Zhonya's here. A lot of damage done to Elam at least, but Blank looking in a bit of trouble. Does get the flash away, and now finally front to back, and with Gumayusi not able to do that free deal you were talking about, it does look like KT finally able to get a decent fight, but oh, that is so much damage coming in. Finally, they get the Gumayusi, though. Finally, one combo comes in from the side of KT, and you can see what we've been desperately looking for out of this composition finally come to light. As Zeus, he didn't go over that ocean.
The inhibitor being down is actually such a boon for T1 in this case. So they can keep kind of forcing the minions to be dealt with. Zeus, I don't know about this one.
That wasn't it. He had to wait for a better spot there. Doran will take the oranges and Afelio, so really any kind of other AD carry. It's Vayne, and he just gets immediately shredded.
Yeah, and now we're going to go back to where we were just a few moments ago, Valdez, where all the lanes are pushed. As Blue Buff wanted to get involved in this one. All the lanes are pushed because of the Baron buff. The Drake is up in 90 seconds. If you're in range to do damage, you're probably dying unless the fight's already over. So the Lilia pick is really only now useful for setting up sleeps, for example, as he does miss the bowling ball there. Breaks on the wall. KT trying to be decisive here, but I don't know about this one. Oh no.
All right, over the wall, he finds Yukal, and they do not have much. A huge taunt gets pretty much everybody on the side of KT. Not enough damage is going to come out of this one. The engage this time too clean and too strong on the side of T1. They're going to teleport in and look to end this game.
Yeah, one small mistake from Gumayusi throughout this entire game in terms of how he was playing the Vayne. It's really easy to clean it up. And T1 going to take another lead in what has been a very dominant series of Telecom wars over the last 2 years.
Yep. pretty simple for them this time around. They're looking that these lanes for T1 can have a little bit of trouble early on, and if Udyr just kind of leaves them to do whatever they want. Here's a great trade, actually. Hybrid in a lot of trouble is going to have to use his heal, as could have been engaged now onto Gumi's trying to trade it back, but again, just taking so much damage here.
I mean, Rel makes it more difficult for her to just stably farm as goodbye.
Okay, he's gonna get that shield, thankfully, but
Closer, he's just not able to be as aggressive without that flash either. You're gonna see another Rel attempt here going awry.
Trying to get on top of them right now, but here's Blank, and Carry and Gumiusi totally baited into this fight. There is no hope for Gumiusi to get away from this one, as Carry even going to flash. Still having a great time so far in that lane, up about 10 CS. Here we go, another engage there, track, repel, and Gumiusi in a bit of trouble this time, as the slow and the sleep will come in from Blank, and they will absolutely have enough damage. Now trying to fight this underneath the Gangplank ultimate. I don't think that T1 have the damage. That is definitely worrisome. Still, the fact that he's down about 15 CS, and 2 plates now have gone the way of Gumiusi, so even when they're getting punished in the bottom side for being
backing, and they decided to go for extra plate gold. They didn't even get this last one here yet. Looks like it's just barely going to survive too, but this is a disaster.
Yeah, Hybrid, he got baited into this one. He has no flash, and I don't know if he has a way out of this. He blocks all those projectiles, but that last shot will come in, and we got a bunch of TPs in the bottom lane at least. KT looking to try to turn this one around here, as Doran will look to finish off the Rakan on the left side. Gumiusi will be taken out eventually
after that skirmish.
Kana looking to help out his buddy Keria. Very aggressive push into the top side here. They're trying to get some plates and feed it to Hybrid, it looks like. At least one of those. And maybe even potentially take down this turret or force some TPs to come in. 3-on-2, we got the Kaina Barrage to come out, and a full-on charm and so much damage underneath that turret. And yes, we do get that ultimate from Hybrid, but at the end of the day, oh, he's actually going to try to trade this one around, but here comes LM to finally clean up. No
so, you know, you'll take these small advantages for KT, but you got to turn them into bigger ones.
Closer does respond to the pressure pretty well. Blank is getting aggressive. He wants to continue this trade, and now Yukao finally able to jump into that back line, picks off the Orianna. As we'll wait and see. You see T1 taking this very patiently. They just want to poke out first. Keria looking to get that flank angle. Speaking of which, where is the jungler? Or rather, Yukao gets into that backline in a big way. Zeus, though, is immediately going to go down, and now these red health bars are falling. Hybrid all alone on the bottom side, not really able to find that damage. Yukao trying to go 1v3 here, and is actually kind of successful. Picks off 2 with his buddy Doran, and immediately KT able to pull off the end of that fight in a big manner. You can see huge damage numbers.
I feel like even with the vision control they have, this is just too risky. Teleport's coming through. This is so greedy from KT. They might get away with it, but it doesn't make it right.
Now, looking for the engage. He bolts up 2 of them and immediately just chops them in half.
And KT are going to go ahead and start this Baron. And there's no front line for T1 in this case. Sure, there's no Yone ult anymore, but I mean, trying to delay this or to stop this is, I think, a pipe dream. As Doran's going to go in, and the Baron's going to go down.
Stun goes down on a Gumiusi, who has to go over the wall. And you see the other 2 members are a bit zoned away. Sleep is going to go down onto Kana. Ahead here, but we're already past the 30-minute mark as Yukao is just going nuts in this game, looking for any pick he can get. He sees enemy champion. He can see how this one goes. Closer a little bit out on his own here, and Yukao's gonna catch him yet again. We do have the follow-up teleport, and immediately rotations coming in from the side of T1, but they get zoned away in the river. Closer is gonna have to back off here. Doran tanky enough to sustain that damage.
Able to cross through to enter the river, and that's that one Void Seeker is like all T1 can do to even.
Especially when they get fed like this. You see LM though, he's looking for blood. They finally say, we want to fight on our terms, say T1. They're going to find Blank and Doran in the front line. Zeus looking for the flank here, but they are immediately going to take out that Lilia. Big engage now from Keria, looking for more. Doran's got a massive shield. LM has to be careful. Big follow-up engage now from Zeus as Keria is going to have to go away, and Samira is just doing way too much as the pentakill, I think. No, Yone is going to steal that away. It is an ace in the end.
Control and maybe trying to control a Drake fight. They saw UCal on the side lane. They thought, okay, we'll force this fight. Blank's Zhonya's bought so much time. The damage output, even on Doran's Renekton alone, is putting everybody low on health. UCal comes out on the flank, does a ton of damage, and then Hybrid pops his ultimate. That's the end of the story here. KT Rolster are going to bring us to our first third game here in a Telecom war that we've had in a very long time.
Yeah, Keria not going to be able to do this alone. Just going for a bit of a walk. The guy that showed that, you know, he was trying to carry his team. He had really good mechanics, but kind of fell off since then. Never really did the super hard carrying since then. I'm going to have to stop this bedtime story as we do have a nice little gank down into the bottom side. Keria very caught out here. The exhaust may be able to keep him alive, but a couple of autos will do the trick. As with the red buff, Blank actually going to take that turret shot, and the flash is not going to be good from Gumayusi. Has to cleanse as well. Was looking for that third hit onto Blank. Is not going to have too much fun in that matchup. And T1 say, okay, we're just going to go for it once again. We'll see how this one turns out.
They have vision. The control ward's actually not close enough to that word there in the bot side of the pit. So, again, this is fairly risky, but they can try to force a fight in this choke with Closer's ultimate here. Like, this is not a, you know, a free defense by any means for KT Rolster. I actually think they need to respect the Yone here. They're simply going to have to give this up.
Oh, what? Oh, we have a trade down on the bottom side. By the way, Hybrid going to get the one-on-one end here in the team fight. This is what I wanted to see. Doran pressuring up on the top side. Need that.
Yeah, we are going to see that. So they do end up getting the Herald, and the eye is picked up here for Elam. But look at the hard engage coming through from UCal and Blank. And UCal just destinies in super fast. Closer's never able to get the fight that he's looking for with his ultimate. And yeah, they get the Herald, but the trade in the bot lane is insanely valuable. We're going to watch that one now again as well. And, I mean, it's just pretty straightforward here. The ultimate gets popped from the S rank, and he flashes for the kill after the knockback. So, perhaps just hoping that
he's bringing so much pressure up to the top side. Kind of misses his ultimate and wallop there, though. A little bit unfortunate. Yeah, and now he is just going to get burst down. Not really going to be able to trade this one back. So, UC kind of got a free lane and got super fed, and not much else happens. And, you know, TT couldn't really get any footing underneath them. Zeus is about to get jumped on here. We got 3-on-2 down on the bottom side, but the TP is coming in. And now Keria in a really awkward spot. Flashes just to see Hybrid and has to use his ultimate to get out of that alongside of both of his summoners. So they wait right for the timing. They'd love to just pick up kind of a semi-free Cloud Soul. Also, baiting T1 into a fight here is not a bad play. You want to try to fight here before Vayne gets on the board. They're just going to burst down Keria. That is a fantastic stopwatch timing, though. He immediately does go down, but this isn't looking half bad for T1. They're trying to get into that backline, but here comes Hybrid, able to hit that S rank and immediately turn this one around. Took T1 a little bit too long to take down the 80 carry from the side of KT. 4,000 damage comes out from the Samira. They were going ham trying to take her out.
So right now, T1 is caught between a rock and a hard place in this game. They're going to try to maybe flank.
This is one way to try to do it, a big taunt into that backline, but a huge Gnar ultimate follow-up there from Doran. The damage is pretty good, but at the same time, Hybrid goes down, and now T1 desperately trying to get in there. Gumayusi able to get a pick off on the front line. Blank going very aggressive, not sure about that one. Zeus gets caught off up on the top side, and immediately, because the big engage goes on to Hybrid,
they really need to respect Closer's ultimate.
Oh boy. See, even Zeus comes in. Doran kind of gets a flailing engage there. Closer, though, does move back. They're going to try to isolate Keria here, but immediate exhaust goes down onto Doran, and he just gets burst to smithereens. Closer with his own stopwatch. They're opening up so much room here for the Vayne to just chip away and kite down one by one each member of KT. As you can see, now everything has gone wild. Hybrid all alone here, gonna look for that ultimate, gets into the backline and opens up on two of them. Immediately turns this fight around in a big way.
What a play from Hybrid, though. He gave him a little bit of the runaround on red side jungle, and then came into the back and gets Keria, who's so low level. Okay, this might be a bit overzealous, though.
Okay, well, they got the TF in the backside. This is interesting. Now KT are getting skirmishy.
Even over the wall if need be. And this is KT really needs to do a little bit more poke damage than they are right now. Very slow on this.
All right, Dominus pops here. Huge engage coming in from Closer, but immediate exhaust. That is a nice knock-up now from Keria. Trying to engage, and a massive sleep is coming in. This might be T1's moment with the Renekton in the backline. Immediately gets burst down, though, and the kiting is real from the side of KT. And finally, Hybrid finds his moment. The double kill comes in. And
very well
they need to clear the minions. You can see Keria, he's desperately trying to get in the back, but we have another wave coming in, and now Elim just disappears himself. And we don't, you can see he's trying to bring the minions out of position, but one little range minion gets in range. They're gonna target down the Nexus, and it looks like KT will just barely take the win. They